Hi, in this episode we're going to be reviewing the Tascam DR100 Mark III. As you can see on YouTube, it's filled with unboxing videos, so we're going to skip all that. The only thing that comes with this unit is the unit itself, a digital coax cable as you can see here, and the manual and the box, nothing else. I don't know why Tascam on this particular model they didn't include at least a USB cable, right? So all you get is the digital coax cable and that's it. At this time, you're not yet listening to any audio coming from the Tascam DR100 Mark III because I'm actually going through the buttons and settings and menus. When the time comes, I'm going to be showing you guys the actual audio that's coming out of the unit. So right now, we're just going through the features outside and also the entire menu. I will try to get the whole menu of the unit on this video because I have not seen or found any video on YouTube, so I'm sure you guys will really appreciate that. The video will be long because of that, but it's going to be one of the very few videos on YouTube that you will have the entire unit as if you have in your own hands right now. So on this side they have the power button, which boots pretty fast, the USB, the line out, headphone jack, the volume for the headphone and line out, and also the hold. This works on both ways. On level 1, it's gonna only hold the levels, which is this. Everything else you can actually operate the unit, as you can see. And the second level of hold, you have, nothing works. Okay, so let's turn this off. And here you have a choice of turning on the speaker on or off, which is located right here. Now, one great thing about these two jacks being separated, the line out and the headphone jack, is because previously, if you are doing a wedding reception and you are tapping into the DJ's mixer for that nice full stereo sound, I usually hook up a Sony UWP D16 series. The transmitter has also a line feature instead of only mic, so I can actually plug on the headphone out here to the transmitter so I can actually monitor the audio when I am far away from the recorder, filming something else, the first dance and the speeches and everything, because you can't see what's going on here. So with this case, I can see if the DJ is distorting my audio or everything that's going on. So I use this as a scratch audio in post-production because I have the stereo sound right here. And that is wonderful because I can actually keep my line out busy with my Sony wireless transmitter, and anytime I want to approach the DJ's booth there, I can actually plug in my headphone and then go back to my camera and plug in the headphone there so I can actually hear the signal coming from the line out. So great job Tascam on this. I've been waiting for this a long time. And the USB, you can actually import files from and to the recorder, PC, Mac, everything. So the other side of the unit is just the wheel here. As you can see, there's no more numbers, but you don't need that because the numbers are displayed right here. However, if you move the wheel right here, you have to press record first for that to take effect. Okay, keep that in mind. So in that case, you know what number you are here. See that? So on this side here, you have the mic gain, wheel control, and the SD card here, the tray, or however you want to call it. And also an extra compartment for AA batteries because the unit has also a built-in lithium-ion battery on it. So now the first time you unpack the unit, you will observe that the lithium-ion battery is completely depleted. Okay, so make sure, even if you're reading the manual or if you messing with the unit to learn how it works and everything, to do some tests, just plug it on the outlet, or if you have a USB power bank, I would recommend the 2 amps because it takes only 4 hours or so to charge the battery with a 2 amp of rate of charge. If you charge this USB on a computer, it's going to take about 10 hours according to the manual. In the front of the unit here, you have a pair of unidirectional microphones. They are shock mounted, which to me, it doesn't really do much because if you just grab the recorder like this, just this sound here, it's going to pick up greatly on your Tascam here. So I don't know what the deal is, how much that will help with the shock mount because it's the same as not being shock mounted. Then you have the omnidirectional microphone here, as you can see left and right, this little gray thing here with the little grill, right? This is the omnidirectional microphone. So on top here you have 2 jacks, the digital in for recording sources from a CD player or a mixer, anything that has a SPDIF coax digital out. you'll be recording from here. And here is where you can attach a Electret lavalier microphone or anything that has a 3.5mm jack. And on the back of the unit, you can see a pair of XLR inputs. It can be stereo. You can hook up a mic here, another mic there. Or if you are only recording one channel, make sure you go to the menu and select to mono left or mono right, so you can actually monitor comfortably both channels in mono on your headphones. And here's the phantom power on and off. And when the built-in microphones units are on, this has nothing to do with it. This is when you actually hook up external mics that require phantom power. So with the built-in mics, that doesn't apply. They have their own on and off phantom power inside the unit. And here's the remote to control with a remote. And this is the LEDs that will indicate the phantom power is on. The second one indicates when you pass the -6 dBs levels, and also when you're picking. Here we have the home button, in which you can actually go back to the main screen anytime you press the home button. Okay, the limiter is something that I highly recommend. Even though this unit can do a dual recording, I still highly recommend this to be on, because if you accidentally clip your audio like this, you might be a little lucky to not distort your audio that bad or not at all. Okay, the mic pad is a great addition to this unit, because I have not found this on any other Tascam, which I own several. I used to own the DR40. It doesn't have that, especially much less the cheaper units. You're not going to find a mic pad, which in my opinion should be a standard feature, because Tascam has a very strange way to record, to set the input levels on this, on all the Tascam products, especially the ones that come with the orange screen, the DR22WL, the DR05 or something like that, the R40. Okay, so any other recorder, Roland, Zoom, JVC, you name it, when you turn this down, it means no audio comes through. But as you can see, audio, plenty of sound comes from this microphone. I don't understand that. The recording gain is at a 0. Nothing should register, which means if you try to record something in close proximity, such as a snare drum, or anything that has a short transient, or anything that screams at you, you still have a great possibility of distorting your sound. So when you turn on the, let's say that the volume is all the way down, but the audio is still doing this, clipping, finally you turn on the mic pad, and it will not clip. Look how much it drops. See? Hello, hello, see that? So this is actually great. So let me turn this off. Now the input level here, as you can see, when you set the recording level, right, both left and right channels, they are moving at the same time. Now this is what this is for, which is great. You don't have to access any menus. When you switch to the left only, watch what happens. You only controlling the left channel. The right one only controls the right. Put this in the middle, you go back to controlling the same exact thing. And here's the menu button. The jog wheel will do that, right? And of course the enter selects. Okay, so we're gonna go there in a moment. So to make a recording, all you have to do first is make sure you tap once the recording, which is on standby or pause mode. So you do your settings, right? Adjust your volume and everything. And then you press it a second time, it's gonna be recording. If you press it one more time, it's going to be on pause again. Press one more time, it resumes recording. And then press stop to finally quit the recording. And also this unit can record up to 192 kilohertz, which is great. Now the best selling point of the unit that made me buy this is the quiet preamplifiers, because I am sick and tired of having noise floor. One of the best selling features of this unit is because it has the ability to record 192 kilohertz in audio in wave in 24-bit. But what really sold me on this unit is because of the quiet preamps on this unit, because I am tired of having noise floor on my recordings, especially with the cheaper recording. All the other Tascam units and Zooms cheaper than this, or the models previous to this, including the Tascam DR100 and the DR100 Mark II, the same thing happens. So this one here is different. The preamplifiers they put in here, they are on a high-end scale, but not quite, but it's pretty impressive, pretty good, especially if you hook up a condenser microphone, because condenser microphones are known to have high sensitivity. Therefore, you don't need a lot of gain. So the lower the gain, the less noise your preamplifiers will make. When you hook up a dynamic microphone, they are very low in sensitivity, so you actually have to crank it up to have a satisfactory level, such as what you're seeing right here, or up to -6 and such. With a condenser microphone, you can actually turn all the way down, and then you can actually have a great input here and minimizing the sound of the preamplifiers. Now on this unit here, even if you plug in a dynamic microphone, the noise floor will be very minimal. But with a condenser microphone, I can barely hear. Now let's finally dig into the menu. You have the browse here as the first. You see all the files, right? You can actually select one, hit play. The speaker volume you can actually turn up or down here. It's all outside, no menus to dig. And then you press it a second time. So it's great. Speaker is not that bad, but it's fairly good enough. I like it. Distorts easy, but it's better than any other speakers on the previous Tascam units that are recorded. It does the job, at least when you got it, when you don't got it, as they say. And again, on browse, you hit enter. You can actually go to the function here. You can actually read the file information. You go back one step by pressing this key, and then hit function again. File delete, change protect, clear all marks, and then you can either go back here or access the or press the home screen, or go back to the menu and then record setting. Format WAV 24-bit all the way to MP3 128. Who would actually record something this slow on a unit like this? So I choose 24-bit, and the sample rate I choose 48 because most things that I edit with, you will not need to go here or there. But for Foley effects in movies or any sound effects that you want to do, you definitely want to record in 192. Or for something that you need some great audio, you record at 96. Anything above 96, but between 96 kilohertz and 192, even if you're listening to the audio on a very high-end equipment, you can barely tell the difference between here and there, even though it doubles. Okay, it's just 192,000 samples per second you're talking about, but still, it's overkill for most applications. So anyway, I'll leave it set here. And again, WAV 24-bit, 48K. File type means, since I have one XLR mic connected here, if you want to comfortably listening dual mono on your headphones, you select here, or you can actually do write only or mono mix to recording mono from both sources. Now in stereo is great if you do like a XY technique, or if you have a microphone panning all the way left or right, hard left, right. So if you're recording an orchestra, you want the trumpets on the left channel and the clarinets on the right. This is great. XRI is more like when you go to Adobe Lightroom, all the metadata, so it records everything that you might need for information of the file beyond just the file, the regular information. Now the dual recording, you have the two options: format or level. So on level, you can only record in wave sound, but when you're using the dual recording, you can actually take advantage of that. When you select format, you cannot record dual level because this only works on wave files. So the format is, you can actually record one as wave and the other one as MP3. However, keep in mind, it will not back you up with a secondary recording of 15 dBs lower, okay? It only works on level. File increase, you can have it off, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I usually like it off because I have Pluralize that synchronizes audio and also detects and corrects audio drifting, which you guys know. Every external recorder will drift audio starting from 5 to 6 to 7, 8, 9 minutes. Even if you sync it up on the beginning, it's going to start to drift. Even if you make a cut on the file, it's going to start to drift again in about 5 to 10 minutes. So in my case, I leave it off. Now for you, if you don't have Pluralize, or if you want to sync this manually, I would highly recommend to cut the file here every 5 minutes, because this way you will not drift audio. You can actually freely move the file anywhere on the timeline and sync up again and again and again and again. It's a lot of work, but you're not going to have the audio drift problem, because if you do have audio drift, if you're recording a 1 hour show and you set this to off, good luck at trying to shrink or expand the file on a timeline, because audio drift will not match your other audio sources and cameras. So be aware of that. So I'll leave it off. Auto record is self-explanatory. You can actually set the unit to record automatically, and I'm not going to go into much details here because this is not that important here, and this is just going to make the video longer, so I'm going to get out of there. The pre-recorder is easy. When you have it off, when you press the record button, it's going to record as soon as you press the record. I think it takes like about a second delay. So when you hit record, it didn't record that very second yet, so that's the thing. So I actually keep it on, because if I catch somebody speaking and I'm not ready yet to press the record, I already got 2 or 3 seconds prior to pressing the record button, which is a great feature. So the auto tone generates a brief signal here on the beginning or at the end, or both on the recording, so to help you to synchronize your audio with your cameras and other audio sources. I have it set to off because I don't find it useful to me, because it's not an actual slate or a clap sound or something that's extremely short. So, but let's go there anyway. So when you set your head, it's gonna generate that signal only at the beginning of the recorder. When you set your head plus tail, you're gonna generate the audio signal, the beep thing, on the beginning and at the end. Off every time you press the record, and stop, nothing happens. When I have this on, it's gonna do a beep on the beginning and a beep and the beginning at the end. Now one thing that I like about this recorder, because when you go back to the home screen, when you press the menu again, it remembers exactly where you were. You press it again. Where was I? At the auto tone. Isn't that great? And the I/O setting, you have the source, which is the unidirectional mic, is this one here. Omnidirectional, this. Microphone is the XLR. Line is actually at the bottom here. The 1/4 inch TS plug, left and right. External mic is actually on top, as I showed you before on that little jack that says external in. So it makes it's a little bit confusing because you have mic and external mic. So again, the mic means it's on the bottom here, and the line is this, and the external mic and external line is on top there. So when you select external microphone, you have the ability on the menu to turn on or off a small current to supply power to any electric lavalier microphone or anything that requires a little bit of power to function. You can turn it on or off. So when you select line, that's when you hook up a iPhone, iPad, or anything with a 3.5mm jack line out or headphone out to this unit here. And line signal is line signal, mic is mic. So don't be inputting line signal on a microphone, because the audio will distort very, 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 very a lot. So keep in mind, line is line, mic is mic. Now the dual ADC, it means the already quiet amplifier. You can actually record even quieter and better, higher quality recording. So right now the limiter is on. What's happening is it's not gonna let you use this feature if you have it on for some reason. Let's turn it off, then you have it on. Okay, Again, the menu remembers the last step they were, which is great. Low cut is self-explanatory. This is going to record the full spectrum of the frequency of the microphone and the recorder, whatever they can reach to. So, if your voice is too bassy, you probably want to do 40 hertz, maybe 80 hertz. A male voice, anything above this is going to sound a little thin. Even female vocals is going to sound a little bit thin here. So keep it at 80 at the maximum, besides the off, okay? Also, it helps with wind. Then you probably will have to use either this one or this one in some extreme cases. Now, the level control, I leave it off, and I would highly advise you to leave it off because these are amateur features. For example, auto level means AGC, automatic gain control. I don't know who would actually use this, but it is here for your convenience. Let's press auto level. I'm going to go back to the home screen to show you where my recording levels are. They're in the middle. Okay. So, auto level is on. Now I'm going to press record. Watch what happens. Silence. What that's doing right now is doing and the audio is going to be incredibly loud until you shout enough on the mic, and then the level comes back a little bit, but not quite. So you can even control this. Look, it's completely useless. So press record, press stop, and let's set it to off, and go to the peak reduction. Peak reduction, when you select that, watch what happens again. I'm gonna press the record. So when you shout on the mic, the thing actually backs up a little bit. See that? So when this happens, if the sound gets suddenly too loud, it's gonna back up for you here, turn it down, but you have to manually adjust it up if you want it to go back higher than it was before. Again, set it to the maximum. See, backs it up for you. So I don't like this feature. The limiter is nice, but the peak reduction thing, forget it. And this especially. So I'll leave it off. And I also notice here that as you can see, the knobs here, they're not actually recording properly. See, one is at 21, the other one is at 22. It's very simple to fix this. Go to the left only, and then right only. Then you go back to the middle. Now they're both gonna be recording exactly the same, okay? MS Decode is when you use this one. Again, you want to consult your manual. This is a for using a technique to record a mono and stereo using different several configurations of those special microphones. Okay, so phantom voltage 48 and 24. I'll leave it at 48. Even microphones that need only 24 volts, they're not going to get burned up because of you getting 48 out. It's just going to save a little bit more battery if that's the case. Plug-in power on belongs to this jack here, which is the external mic, right? So I leave it on because most of the mics that I connect here, they need a little bit of they're a little mini phantom power. It's not 48 volts, but it is a little current, okay? So otherwise they will not turn on or work at all. Okay, leave it on. And output attenuator. The line is from this jack here. So if somehow the source is too loud, the output, you can actually do a minus 30 dBs. Now the phones, when you unpack this unit, you're gonna notice that the headphone volume control here, even if you set it to number 10, which is the maximum, you can barely hear something because it comes automatically as default from the factory. To ear protection, this is like super stupid. I mean, it is. I understand what they're doing here, but it shouldn't be like this as default. It should be like that, or at least maximum minus 10 dB. So I was a little bit, for 5 seconds, disappointed. Well, is this all that I'm gonna get when I am in a noisy venue? No, I actually went to the menu. I was like, thank God this is fixable. So I did 0 dBs. And of course I am responsible, so I will dial this thing down, right? And whatever is comfortable for me, or if I really have to crank it up for some reason, I have the enough loudness here. So leave it at 0 dBs as long as you listen to your monitoring responsibly. Going back to the other thing. So that's it for this menu here. Mark setting, I'm also not going to be covering this because this is not important. This is mark, okay? Auto mark or whatever, pick mark, whatever. So power display, auto power save off, because I don't want my recorder to shut off, especially that I have a lithium battery plus a AA battery at the same time on this recorder. So plus when I record something that takes a long time, that requires my recorder to be on all the time, I use a USB power bank. It's a small little box that you can actually charge without any depending on any outlet to your USB. Select the 2.4 amp, because it's going to take only 4 hours with the recorder shut off. It's going to take only 4 hours to charge the battery. If you charge this using a laptop, it's going to take about 10 hours or more according to the manual. So make sure you hook up a 2.4 amp the same way you charge an iPad. Now the battery, this is a cool one here. It comes with a built-in lithium-ion battery, plus you have the ability to install still your AA batteries, which takes 2. So you have the priority between the lithium built-in lithium-ion or your AA. And when you go to the AA, you can also further select the type of AA. Is this an alkaline, nickel metal hydride, or lithium? I use Eneloop batteries, so I select this option here. So whatever other batteries they use, there you go. Now I'll go back to the priority here. I want to set to my lithium-ion. However, when you open this compartment, you notice that the recorder does not turn off, which is great. So you can actually swap the batteries as long as you set the priority to lithium-ion. But I was accidentally selecting sometimes on a AA, as you can see here right now, and the unit does not still turn off, which is great. Okay, so let me close the compartment. By the way, it's very easy to open this thing. It has a spring-loaded thing here. It's great. Now the backlight, I love this feature here. And some Tascam units, the DR22WL does not feature the always. I love this feature because sometimes when I'm in a dark venue, I don't want my unit to do this. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So I don't care how much battery this drains, but mine is constantly on. You can also have 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10, 5, or completely off all the time. I leave it on always. I love this feature. I'm so glad they included the always on this particular unit and model. Brightness. To compensate for the backlight being always on, you have the high, which to me is too excessively bright. Low is too dark, so I leave it on mid. Saves a little bit of battery in compensation that I have the backlight always set to always. Contrast. Use a contrast. Set to 8 as default. So I'm going to leave it at 8. And then indicators. All on, level off, all off. Okay, level off means the VU meter. Why would you want something like that? It's even worse. All off, which means even the LED warnings here, it's going to turn off. Who would want that off? No. All on. Peak level, then you decide whatever peak level you want to have. Self-explanatory. And hold 1 second off and hold. So I'll leave it at 1 second. I'm going to explain to you what it is here. When you press record, you hold for 1 second. When you select off, it doesn't hold. This bar disappears, and the other hold, I'll go back there, I'll visually show you. That's hold forever. And then it stays there. And when it's off, it never appears. I don't like that, so I'm going to go back to the menu settings. Again, it remembers what I was. Great. 1 second. Then when you record, it's going to be 1 second, right? Test. 1, 2, 3. Great. Go back to the menu. We're done here with this. Okay, it's the end of this page. And finally, system. So the file name, I like when it says Tascam because I have several brands of recorders. You can also edit, and you can also have, instead of the word Tascam, those files with date numbers and everything. Those files are huge. I can never decipher all those numbers, like annoying. So I like the Tascam for my own particular taste. File number reset on. Every time you format the card, you will reset itself. So it goes back to 0001, which is great. The remote, you can choose the brand that you purchase, which is this or that. I don't have neither, so it doesn't matter. And the mode, let me see here. Don't know what that is. Don't care. Language. There's a trick here I forgot right now. On the menu, I think you have to power it on in case, let's say that you chose like Chinese, for example, and then on when you boot the unit, you can actually press a particular key here. I'm sorry, I forgot what key that is. It's on the manual. So the language menu display is gonna pop up. Doesn't matter what you did, and then you go back to English, and then you hit yes, and then goes back to you can see everything not in Chinese. Okay, initialize. I don't want to do that right now, but it's self-explanatory. It's gonna reset the entire unit. Media format. Erase is gonna take a long time, but the good thing about that is gonna really cleanse your card from. It's gonna really erase and wipe everything out. Quick. You can just do this, and then I'm gonna show you how long it will take to format this thing. That's it. On the other one, it's gonna take a long time, but sometimes it is needed to do some hygiene on your card, especially if you record a lot. USB storage is very simple. When you hook this up on USB on a computer, hit the S and then enter. It says here enter, okay? Connected. And then hit one more time, enter. And then it's out, okay? And I believe that's pretty much it as far as the menu and all the functionality goes on this recorder. So I am very happy with this recorder. Now I'm gonna be showing the actual audio that's coming out of this recorder. I'm actually recording now on the unidirectional microphone of this unit, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3 in stereo. And as you can see, the shock mount on this doesn't really help nothing. The slightest touch is gonna do that. So I'm speaking at 3 feet of a distance here right now. Let me increase the volume so that you're gonna hear a little echo, right? Because my mouth is far away. It's a good mic, and the surprisingly the preamplifiers on the XLR here, as long as you connect a condenser microphone, which this is also a condenser microphone, it's actually even quieter than this built-in microphones over here. I'm gonna switch to this omnidirectional mic next. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is about an inch from the microphone. 4 inches, 5 inches away. Testing 1 2 3. Now I'm about 2 feet, 2.5 feet from the microphone. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. So if you want to record audio, by the way, I'm still recording with the unidirectional microphone about 2 feet away from it, and the thing is pointing right there. That's why my voice is not so great, because this is unidirectional. Okay, it's pointing that way, my mouth is this way. Okay, but anyway, if you want to record audio with a built-in microphone outdoors, I would recommend you getting a high quality dead cat that I found on B&H. This is about $30 some, even $40. It's not cheap. But when I record audio outside with this unit or any other unit, I have my Rode NTG4 Plus with a blimp. Okay, so this is how you record audio outdoors. Okay, never with this microphones. This is not enough. Now I'm gonna show you guys the full capability of this recorder with my XLR mics. By the way, I have a very affordable microphone. This is a I cannot believe the quality of this mic, which I'm gonna let you guys hear on this very Tascam here. And this cost only $75 at the time of this video here. $75 for 2 microphones. Watch my other video with the Saramonic SR VR-M1 review, and then you have a full review of this microphone here. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. What you're listening to right now is a Samson CO2 condenser microphone recorded on the Tascam, this guy here, the Mark III, right? So with the preamplifiers, as I showed you, I'm gonna do a test with the noise floor. And also I'm going to be lowering the recording level, and I'm going to be speaking a little bit closer to the mic for that nice proximity effect that condenser microphones are known for. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Noise floor test. Now I'm going to be gaining a lot on the mic, which usually is the case when you have a dynamic microphones, right? So I'm gonna back up here because it's gonna blow up your speakers if I speak close to the mic. So if you are having a dynamic microphone to sound like this, right, you have to gain a lot like that, but you also introduce more noise floor. So the best way to record anything, keep your source close to the microphone, and you can actually turn down the gain on the mic, which will minimize any hissing or any floor noise. So this is the way to go, okay? So you just heard how quiet these preamps are on this unit, and I'm using a condenser microphone, which I highly recommend for any recorder, because the condenser microphones, they have a very high sensitivity, which requires very little bit of gain on the microphone, on the dial here, okay? For a dynamic microphone, you probably want to do about this level here. Watch. At least that level. So that should conclude my review. So I like the recorder. It's one of the best Tascam portable recorders in this class and price that I ever owned. I am extremely in love with it. Nothing is perfect. The same way a camera is not perfect. I wish there was a little bit of reverb built in, found on cheaper recorders. And maybe a Wi-Fi. That would be amazing if this Tascam with the quiet amplifier, 192 kilohertz of sampling rate, plus the reverb and stuff like that, and also a Wi-Fi, that would be amazing. So that should conclude my review on this unit. And my videos are long because I go really, really deep on the unit, which is satisfactory. If you're buying something that costs more than $400, $800, $1,000, you definitely wouldn't mind watching a video long, because the longer the video, the more information and the more confidence it gives you buying this product. So I appreciate your support on my channel, and please subscribe to my channel. That will help me, will help my channel grow. And thank you very much. Bye bye.